The Aviation Operations Specialist performs duties which are crucial to safe and successful mission accomplishment within the Army's aviation branch. Soldiers in this MOS work in base and flight operations, the hub of activity in an aviation unit, whether it's operating on a fixed base or deployed during combat. Responsible for receiving, processing, and dispatching vital information to aviation unit, air crew, and aircraft operations, aviation operations specialists are subject matter experts and must perform quickly and accurately, executing operation functions that directly and indirectly affect the success of both training and real-world missions.
We're the checks and balances, so when the paperwork comes to us, it's important that we make sure and we focus and we hit on every possible aspect we can. We don't want them to get on an aircraft and not have enough fuel to land and possibly be in danger. We just want everybody to be safe.
Duties include providing pre-flight planning assistance to crews for flight safety, such as METAR weather reports, hazard maps, and air coordination or tasking orders, as well as checking flight plans and manifests for completeness and accuracy. During a mission, aviation operations specialists track all aspects of a flight, such as estimated and actual times of departure and arrival, and estimated time en route. They communicate directly to the aircrew with weather and mission updates and other critical safety information, and monitor the aircrew frequency during flight in case of emergencies, unexpected delays, or precautionary landings. This career field is best suited for those interested in technology and information management. Candidates for this MOS must be detail-oriented and strive for accuracy, and must be able to think linearly and communicate clearly.
You really need attention to detail. We need to make sure everything is correct. If it's not correct, we need to make sure it gets corrected before we even hand out those keys. If something was to go wrong, it's on us. It's our job.
After successful completion of basic combat training, you will attend 8 weeks of advanced individual training at the U.S. Army Aviation Center of Excellence. There you will learn Army aviation operations and record keeping, including administrative tasks that require detail, scrutiny, and the ability to research and cite regulations or other guidance. This course will challenge your technical knowledge using advanced computer-based systems to track and display vital flight planning, tracking, and monitoring information. After completion of all training requirements, you will be eligible for assignments supporting aviation units around the world.
This job can prepare you for a civilian career because it gives you the foundations of transferring over to being a civilian dispatcher if you wanted, regardless of how long you fulfill your term, whether it's 2 years, 4 years, 10 years, whatever you would decide.
You are multitasking, you are solving problems, you have to think quick, you have to be able to react. Employers love that.
An essential member of the Army Aviation Team, the Aviation Operations Specialist. Above the best.
Good morning, I'm Staff Sergeant McCoy, and this is your introduction to the 15 PAPA course. So a 15 PAPA is the checks and balances of the admin of the aviation world. They go through 7 weeks of training, over 8 tests that they'll take. Tests on weather, tests on radio equipment, tests on flight maps, examinations on pilots' flight hours, and they go to sticks at the end of their training to test everything they learn in a tactical operations center. I'm allowed to work with instructors who've been in the Army close to their 20 years already, who have seen things that have changed prior to me coming in. And the students themselves ask questions that bring up things that gets my wheels turning and allows me to dig further into the knowledge. Details are so important in this MOS. So what it really teaches a soldier, not just in this MOS, but through the Army period, is to be attention to detail and know everything about your job.
Army aviation plays a key role in all types of military operations. Ensuring mission success while maintaining safe flight operations takes a team of specialized soldiers. coordinating aircraft movement for takeoff and landing, as well as tracking aircraft in flight in both tactical and non-tactical environments is the responsibility of the air traffic control operator. Following procedures, rules, and regulations, soldiers working in this critical MOS are responsible for the operations of airborne flight traffic and airport ground traffic. They also assist in the installation and relocation of mobile tactical air traffic control facilities, process flight plan data, and maintain logs, records, files, and tape recordings of voice communications, and ensure the safety of pilots and passengers.
The importance of this job, I would say, is everything. Just because we use air traffic, we use aircraft in almost everything that we do in the military. So keeping the aircraft safe, most importantly keeping the pilots safe, is a big job and very important.
This career field requires individuals who have an interest in work requiring accuracy and attention to detail, the ability to remain calm in stressful situations, decisiveness while working within strict standards, have good voice communication skills, and an ability to work as a member of a team.
You have to talk to aircraft, write down information, and listen to people talking to you at the same time.
You get a bit of an adrenaline rush when you're trying to clear aircraft and get others off the runway, and there's a billion things going on.
This job is very stressful, and if you cannot remain calm, you're not going to do well.
After successfully completing Army Basic Combat Training, you will attend 17 weeks of Advanced Individual Training. There, you will learn radio operations and communication protocols, the use and operation of radar and aircraft management systems, takeoff, landing, and ground control procedures, and aircraft recognition. After completion of all training requirements, you will be eligible for worldwide assignments. As an air traffic control operator, you may have an opportunity to advance in your career through additional technical, tactical, and leadership training.
This training coincides with training in the civilian world. You get the FAA certifications that you would in the civilian world, and it allows you to have the ability to have a shortened amount of training in the civilian environment.
Where you may find employment at airports, traffic control centers, or a career with the U.S. Department of Defense. An essential member of the Army Aviation Team, the Air Traffic Control Operator, above the best.
So 15 Quebecs go through approximately 16 weeks worth of schooling and education. It consists of, first phase is about 4 weeks worth of CTO, and then it rolls right on into 4 weeks of fundamental tower instruction, then 4 weeks of fundamental radar instruction, followed by then 1 week of each piece of equipment that they will be using in the field. But once they get to their first unit and they actually start getting into their niche, then they're really going to focus in on what task or tasks they're going to be expected to perform. Seek out what it makes you uncomfortable, because if you don't and you always stay in your comfort zone, you're never going to find your limits, and you just become complacent, you become stagnant. So seek out those opportunities to challenge yourself, really.
Lieutenant Colonel Gaines, Command Sergeant Major Nevels, distinguished guests, family and friends, on behalf of Captain Lauren Luna and First Sergeant Jeffrey Endy, the command team for Charlie Company and 1st 13th Aviation Regiment, and Sergeant Major Lopez Oliveira, their Air Operations Training Committee Chief, good morning. We would also like to take this time to acknowledge all veterans of every branch. We thank you for your dedication and sacrifices you have made for our country, and welcome to today's graduation ceremony. Over the last few months, the soldiers you see before you have entered and completed the second phase of their initial entry training by successfully completing the 15 PAPA Aviation Operations Specialist course and the 15 Quebec Air Traffic Control Operators course. The official party for today's ceremony is guest speaker First Sergeant Sylvester Simmons, accompanied by Senior Drill Sergeant Austin Pennington. At this time, we ask that you please stand for the invocation given by Chaplain Cody Coolidge and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem.
Good morning. For those who wish, I invite you to join with me and pray in accordance with your faith as I do so in mine. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, today marks a great milestone and one of significant accomplishment for these graduates. We thank you for guiding them through the various challenges, for the strength and dedication they have shown, and for the invaluable lessons learned. As they leave here, each to new challenges and horizons, we seek your blessings upon each one. Grant them wisdom in their decisions, courage in their duties, and compassion in their service to others. May they uphold the Army values into every mission they undertake. We also ask, Lord, that you protect them as they serve our nation and keep them safe in their endeavors. Help them to remain steadfast in their commitments and unwavering in their faith. We would also like to express our gratitude to the friends and family who have supported them along the way, as well as their trainers who have sacrificed of themselves and their time to ensure mission success. May your blessing be upon each of them. And finally, we ask for your protection over our brothers and sisters in arms who are in harm's way this very hour. These things I pray in your mighty and holy name. Amen.
Please be seated. At this time, I would like to introduce our guest speaker for today, First Sergeant Sylvester Simmons, who hails from Shreveport, Louisiana, and has been serving our country for the past 20 years and is currently assigned as the First Sergeant of Bravo Company, 1st 145th Aviation Regiment.
Esteemed guests, distinguished leaders, dedicated instructors, proud families, and most importantly, our exceptional 15 Papa and 15 Quebec graduates. I am honored to be the guest speaker for this first-class warriors that stand before you today. Today we witness the forging of America's next generation of Army aviation warriors. You stand transformed, no longer trainees, but fully qualified professionals, and two of the Army's most demanding specialties, aviation operations specialists and air traffic control operators. You've completed the training, absorbed the knowledge, and proven yourselves ready to take your place in the Army's complex and demanding aviation enterprise. To the 15 Papas, don't let anyone tell you that you're just coffee makers. You are the chess masters of the sky. Every move is calculated. Every decision is weighed with consequence. You don't just schedule flights. You orchestrate symphonies of skill and purpose. When chaos erupts and split-second decisions need to be made, mean the difference between mission success and catastrophic failure. You are the steady hand. You are the steady hand that guides aviation assets to victory. You make the impossible routine and the complex appear effortlessly. To the 15 Quebecs, you are the guardian of what we consider the third dimension. In your hand rests the lives of every pilot, every crew member, every passenger who trusts you with their safe passage through the controlled airspace. You see what others cannot see. patterns in chaos, and you see the order in confusion. Your voice in the pilot's headset isn't just the guidance. It is the difference between coming home or becoming a statistic. Overall, you didn't just pass the test. You all conquered doubt, you overcame obstacles, and emerged victoriously. This moment is just not your destination, it is a launching point. Tomorrow, as you scatter across the globe, carrying with you the standards of excellence that has been forged within you, some will find themselves in the heart of combat operations, where lives hang in the balance of your decisions. Others will serve in humanitarian missions, where your skills become instruments of mercy, and will discover that your training was merely the foundation upon which build a legacy of professional excellence. In closing, the Army didn't just teach you procedures, it molded you into the guardians of aviation, safety, and efficiency. Your commitment to excellence must be absolute, your readiness must be unwavering, and your standards must be uncompromising. Standing before you today represent your instructors, your leadership, and the United States Army. I say with profound pride, congratulations, warriors. You have earned your place among the elite. You are now guardians of Army aviation. Swift and deadly, Golden Hawks, above the best.
Before I proceed, I would like to quickly reiterate the process for pinning your soldiers. Your soldier will be called forward, cross the stage, stand before the stage to await their family, friends, spouses, children, or cadre member to come up and pin on their wings. The master of ceremony will cue you by saying, "Please come forward and pin your soldier's wings." Take a moment to celebrate this momentous occasion before returning to your seats. Brief photographs are welcome during the pinning of your soldier, with ushers standing by to assist families. The stage will also be available after graduation for you to take as many additional photographs as you would like. This is a defining moment in all of your lives and one you will never forget. Congratulations to you all. As a symbolic gesture that these graduates are now the future of Army aviation, each soldier will receive their aviation wings and branch insignia to be worn proudly on the Army service uniform. We ask that you please hold all applause until all soldiers' wings are pinned. Distinguished Honor Graduate and Honor Graduate is title bestowed upon the top 20% of the class who obtained a first-time go in all academic subjects. Their diplomas will be annotated to reflect the soldier as Distinguished Honor Graduate and Honor Graduated. The Distinguished Honor Graduate for the 15 Papa Aviation Operations Specialist Course, Class 25-016 Papa, is Private Colton Monington. Private Monington is assigned to the New York National Guard. The Honor Graduate for the 15 Papa Aviation Operations Specialist Course, Class 25-016 Papa, is Private First Class Peyton Gesford. Private First Class Gesford is assigned to the Minnesota National Guard. The Distinguished Honor Graduate for the 15 Quebec Air Traffic Control Operator Course, Class 25-009 Quebec, will now be awarded to Private First Class Maxfield Ramos. Private First Class Ramos is active duty and is on assignment to Fort Drum, New York. In recognition of their accomplishments, the battalion commander will present an Army Achievement Medal to the Distinguished Honor Graduates and a Certificate of Achievement to the Honor Graduate for their achievements. Additionally, they will be awarded the Military Outstanding Volunteer Service Medal in recognition for their selfless service to the community. At this time, please come forward and pin your soldiers' wings. The wings for the 15 Papa Aviation Operations Specialist Course, Class 25-016 Papa, will now be awarded to Private Gian Castrillian, Private Castrillian is assigned to the Florida Army Reserve. Private Vicky Collin, Private Collin is assigned to the California National Guard. Private First Class Van DeGusto. Private First Class DeGusto is assigned to the Missouri National Guard. Private Kayla Garland. Private Garland is assigned to the Georgia National Guard. Specialist Rashid Greer. Specialist Greer is assigned to the Illinois National Guard. At this time, please come forward and pin your soldiers' wings. Private First Class Vaughn Higginson. Private First Class Higginson is assigned to the Utah National Guard. Private Faith Perry Gordon. Private Perry is active duty and is on assignment to Fort Cavazos, Texas. Private Joseph Porter. Private Porter is assigned to the Kentucky National Guard. Private First Class Gabriel Reyes. Private First Class Reyes is active duty and is on assignment to Hunter Army Airfield, Georgia. Private First Class Calvin Sewell. Private First Class Sewell is active duty and is on assignment to Fort Campbell, Kentucky. At this time, please come forward and pin your soldiers' wings. Private First Class Christian Shivers. Private First Class Shivers is active duty and is on assignment to Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Private First Class Christopher Stubblefield. Private First Class Stubblefield is active duty and is on assignment to Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Specialist Mark Urbelis. Specialist Urbelis is active duty and is on assignment to Fort Riley, Kansas. The wings for the 15 Quebec Air Traffic Control Operator Course, Class 25-009 Quebec, will now be awarded to Private First Class Estevan Nunez. Private First Class Nunez is active duty and is on assignment to Fort Campbell, Kentucky. At this time, please come forward and pin your soldier's wings. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in congratulating these graduates receiving their wings and insignia today with another round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the Soldier's Creed and the playing of the Aviation Song and the Army Song. The lyrics to these songs can be found in your program.
The Soldier's Creed! I'm an American soldier. I'm born and routine. I serve the people of the United States within the Army values. I'll always place the mission first. I'll never accept defeat. I'll never quit. I'll never leave a fallen comrade. I am disciplined, physically and mentally tough. Trained to finish my words as drills. I'll always maintain my arms, my equipment, and myself. I'm an expert and I'm professional.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony.